Hello, it's my birthday. This is 36, huh? Huh, you like? Oh my gosh, I'm weird, guys. Just let it be. But I'm super excited. It's my birthday. And remember the previous video, I told you I'd be having some kind of meet and greet for my birthday. Here's the day. So we're at Couture House, and it's a lovely space. It's an office space, but it's also a home. And I work with Olive, who heads Couture House. And so she's like, hey, have your meet and greet at my venue. So here's a weird thing. I'm a perfectionist. And so some of my amazing folks came in a little earlier, and we're still setting up. But you know what it's showing me? That I'm just not afraid to be imperfect sometimes. You know what I mean? So running a little bit late, but so excited. It's gonna be something that allows me a chance to get to know some of you, and also share the inspiration behind my book. So talk a little bit about what inspired the book, what I hope it's going to achieve, do a little bit of a reading, share some insights from the book itself, and then opening up to Q&A from those of you who've come. You know, some of you slid into my DM, but like I announced on Instagram, slide into my DM if you want an invite for this party. And I loved some of the messages that you shared. A lot of you are also passionate about social impact, which is fantastic. So we're family. We're already family. And so that's what's happening. There's going to be some cupcakes, some really nice little bitings, and then just mingling, get you guys to get to know each other as well. And so we'll be starting any minute now. How inclusive can I make it? I wanted it to be a very inclusive collection of stories, and I wanted it to be photos. So I said I wanted a woman who is visually impaired. I wanted a woman living with disability, albinism, HIV, just women, because I feel like sometimes we lock out so many people of those conversations when they're essentially women. You know, I wanted older women, younger women, women who are known to the public, women who are not known, special needs. One of the girls has Down syndrome. We don't ever think about how they manage their period, and we don't often hear their voices, at least not in a mainstream way. Men are included. There's about 7 men in this book, because you could speak to women and then they go home and they're still sent to the goat shed, because it's the men who send them. And so we need men as allies. So even in picking the men, one of them is Neville. He's a massive menstrual hygiene champion. He's a man who knows so much about periods and he's so passionate. I picked my father, because my father is a feminist, by the way. Peter Durr, who's a pastor, an imam. For me, that was so important to get a Muslim male perspective. So it's been a labor of love, but I'm really proud of what's come out. I'm really proud that everybody poured their hearts into it, as the people who are being interviewed. And yeah, so you will each take a copy. And then go buy for others, because it's important. It's another thing. It's a great gift. Just gift it to somebody and say, I have cousins who've bought it because they're like, I don't know how to talk to my daughter, so I just picked your book and I told her to read it, and she has any questions, she asks me. I'm like, that's also fine, because it's stories. Yeah, so I just really wanted to share the inspiration behind it, and I'm really excited. I'll be doing some book signings at the end of this month in the different stores. I'm hoping it will be countrywide, at least in a few places soon, and then eventually on Amazon, because I've gotten a lot of questions from Nigeria, China, different countries also want it, because I think in Kenya it might be the first book of its kind. Picture stories to menstruation. So yeah, that's my...
Like, how can you spread that message to get more men also as part of the conversation as
That's such a good question. It made a difference because I think I grew up not being limited by being a woman. Yeah. I feel like for me, sexism really came to life when a little bit older in high school, when you would start to find the segregation, but a lot in the workplace. But growing up, not so much. And obviously my story is different from so many other people, because I have friends who in their own homes from the time they were really young, you're already limited. You're a woman, you're a girl, you can't be here. You know, if the brother wanted to take the plate to the kitchen, he's told, don't do that, the kitchen is for girls. So I think what the difference it made for me is just being, not being afraid to take on anything. If you told my dad I want to be an astronaut, he'd be like, cool. The next day you're like, I want to be a hairdresser. Okay. But nothing about, you can't be an astronaut, you're a girl. And so it made that difference for me. It just allowed gender equality. I understood it from a very young age. And so and that's why I'm passionate about spreading it around.
What Washuka has said, to throw a period party, I can't wait to do that.
Really?
Because if you don't have those conversations, and even I don't really know how, but I've had to learn how to talk about it, because I never want her to think that A, it's something to be ashamed of, or B, it's something is wrong with her,
right?
Or C, not be celebrated for it. It's like men celebrate your manliness, but if a woman hide your womanliness, I hate that. So that resonates quite a bit.
Yeah.
But for me and my daughter, it's much different.
Yeah.
I don't hide a lot of stuff from her.
Yeah.
There are some, of course, you will not want your daughter to know.
Yeah.
But the ones that she can grasp right now, I just show her and I tell her, this is how this is done.
Yeah.
When you have a baby, this happens to you. She's like, Guy.
How old is she?
She's 11.
She's 11, yeah. She's quite big.
For me, my mom didn't say anything.
Yeah.
So when I had her, Guy, I had a lot of problems. You have periods. It's like bombing you. You don't know what to do. The baby is crying on the side. Then you're like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
When I called my mom, she's like, they didn't tell you in the hospital. I'm like, Guy.
No.
No, it was just one confused guy. Yeah. But it's going to be different for my daughter, because at least I know what is going on.
For me, I used to buy my pads with my dad. So I said, okay, I need to go and pick something. I was like, okay, go and pick with him. Then I come, and sometimes a lot of the shop attendants used to be kind of like, okay, but I'm like, see, at the end of the day, I need it. So now what I do is I go with my cousins and I show them, when your girlfriend say to buy for them, this is a pad, this is a pad, this is how you use it, this is how this works. So I think also I encourage having those conversations with male friends around you. But the first thing I ask them is, if your girlfriend told you to go and buy them a pad, would you be comfortable with that? And if they say no, then we have that conversation. Why would you do that? So drag them along. If you're going to buy pads, tampons,
take them. That's really cool. That's dope. I love that. Make them allies early. Yeah.
We can still create like a network of women. We have lawyers, we have doctors, we have all that. We can create a chain of people that can impact the different sectors.
I love
and be
that.
able to change the community that we want to be there.
Okay. Okay. And then I do want to give you the books and do a quick photo op before I leave you. I mean, like, no one's chasing you. Please stay as long as you want to. This is probably one of the best birthdays I've ever had, and I genuinely mean that. I love sharing my birthday with people I can connect with, and this was so special. I met a good number of you, and you're savvy, you're passionate, you're smart, you're ambitious, you're driven. And I'm just so excited that you're part of my community, and I really want to extend that. We'll have to figure out what that looks like, but thank you for sharing this day with me. Thank you for coming to a special sort of like unveiling and reading of my first time, my book. And I managed to give everyone some copies, and my heart is just so full. I loved the interactions we had around menstruation, around life, around family. You can hear the party still continuing around. We're at Couture House, so thank you so much to Couture House and Olive for hosting us here, to Kericho Gold for being a part of this event, to those delicious cupcakes and spitings and everything. I'll link down below everyone who was part of making this event a success. Thank you so, so much. Let's keep the conversation going. I want to know more about what plans you have for the year, what it is you're passionate about, what drives you. Let's get to know each other better. And I hope I'll see you at my book signings, which should be sometime towards the end of this month. I'll have more of that information out on my social media pages. For now, follow my first time pages and Janet Bugwa across all our social media. And I know I'll see you guys soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.